There comes a moment in life when the noise of the world becomes too loud, when criticism, judgment, and doubt try to drown your spirit. But in that very moment, if you dare to listen closely, you will hear a softer, stronger voice within you. It whispers courage. It reminds you that you are unique, unrepeatable, and irreplaceable. The greatest power lies not in pleasing the world, but in honoring yourself. Because when you choose yourself, you are truly born again. Life doesn't always begin at birth. It begins the day you realize who you truly are. For years, many of us live under expectations, rules, and judgments that were never ours to carry. We play roles assigned to us, wear masks to fit in, and silence our own desires to gain approval. But deep inside, a quiet voice keeps reminding us, this isn't all there is. You are meant for more. That whisper is often ignored until one day it becomes too loud to silence. And in that moment, you understand that your life doesn't have to be about surviving. It can be about living, loving, and creating with full freedom. That is when the journey of self-belief begins. Not because the world gives you permission, but because you finally give yourself the right to be unapologetically you. For a long time, society has told us that being self-centered is selfish, almost shameful. But what if being centered in yourself is the most powerful way to live? When you truly accept that everything begins and ends with you. Your thoughts, your choices, your happiness. You stop waiting for others to validate you. You realize that you cannot pour love into others if your own heart is empty. To be self-centered is not to neglect others, but to anchor yourself so deeply that no storm can sweep you away. When you know who you are, when you value your needs and nurture your growth, you naturally become a source of strength for everyone around you. Because only when you love yourself first can you teach the world how to love you. Most people live their lives in quiet fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of being seen as imperfect. But here is the truth. Failure is not the end, it is the beginning of wisdom. The faster you accept that failure is inevitable, the faster you free yourself from the chains of fear. Imagine a child learning to walk. Does falling mean they are not meant to walk? No, it means walking is worth the effort. In the same way, every failure is proof that you dared to try. The law of life is simple: you will stumble, you will fall, but you will rise stronger every single time. When you embrace failure without fear, you step into a rare kind of freedom, the freedom to attempt the impossible and discover just how far you can really go. Every person who enters your life comes with a purpose. Sometimes to love you, sometimes to challenge you, and sometimes simply to teach you what you deserve. Relationships are mirrors, reflecting back the parts of yourself you cannot see alone. Through them, you learn patience, kindness, boundaries, and resilience. Some people will stay, some will leave, and both are equally important. Those who stay remind you that love is real. Those who leave teach you that growth requires letting go. When you look back, you will see that every man, woman, and even child who crossed your path was shaping you into someone wiser, stronger, and more compassionate. Gratitude for them, whether they hurt or healed you, is the key to transforming every bond into a stepping stone toward a fuller life. There will always be moments when life tempts you to settle for less than you deserve. A relationship that doesn't honor you. A job that drains your spirit. A dream you silence because it feels too big. In those moments, the easiest choice is to cling out of fear. Fear of loneliness, fear of failure, fear of being judged. But true strength lies in walking away with dignity. To leave, not in anger, but in quiet certainty that you are worth more. That decision may break your heart, but it will never break your spirit. And with every step away from what is wrong for you, you move closer to what is right for you. Choosing dignity over desperation is not weakness. It is the purest form of self-respect. And in that choice, you reclaim the power to shape your destiny. Too often we wait for others to applaud us before we feel worthy. We crave compliments, recognition, and approval as though our value depends on someone else's opinion. But the truth is, the greatest celebration must come from within. You don't need a crowd to validate your victories, your joy, your growth, and your resilience are enough reason to celebrate. Stand before a mirror and acknowledge the battles you fought silently, the tears you've wiped alone, the courage it took to keep going when the world doubted you. That is worth honoring. When you learn to celebrate yourself, you stop begging for acceptance. Instead, you radiate confidence that inspires others to do the same. And in that glow, you discover a life not defined by applause, but by authenticity. In a world obsessed with complexity, perfection, and excess, simplicity is a rare form of power. To live simply does not mean living small. It means choosing clarity over chaos. It means protecting your peace instead of chasing endless approval. When you strip away the noise, you begin to see yourself clearly. You realize that the most beautiful things, kindness, laughter, love, gratitude, are often the simplest. To keep life simple is not weakness, it is wisdom. It is the courage to say, I will not exhaust myself trying to please everyone. I will not compromise my joy to fit into standards that were never mine. Simplicity frees your soul, sharpens your focus, and gives you the energy to live fully. Because the less you carry, the farther you can go. There are moments in life when a single sentence from someone you love changes everything. For many, that voice is a parent, a mentor, or a friend. Words spoken from the heart have the power to awaken a courage you didn't know you had. A mother's wisdom, especially, can become the anchor for a lifetime. Imagine being told, my pride is not in whether you win or lose. It's in the fact that you dared to try. Those words plant a seed of resilience that grows through every challenge. They remind you that life isn't about guarantees, it's about courage. That even when the world doubts you, the act of trying against all odds makes you extraordinary. Such wisdom doesn't just encourage you, it frees you from the prison of perfection, allowing you to embrace your journey with fearless honesty. Life is full of patterns, predictions, and expectations. People look at you and assume they know your limits. They measure you based on where you came from, what you have, and what they think you can achieve. But life has a beautiful way of surprising the world through upsets. To be an upset means to rise when no one expected you to. It means to challenge the narrative written for you and rewrite it in bold letters. Every time you choose courage over fear, persistence over surrender, authenticity over imitation, you become that upset. And when you succeed, not because the odds favored you, but because you refuse to quit, you become living proof that miracles are not accidents. They are the natural result of refusing to accept limits placed on your spirit. Rebirth does not always happen once in a lifetime. It can happen again and again, every time you decide to shed an old version of yourself. Rebirth is choosing to release the past without regret, to forgive yourself for mistakes, and to rise with new clarity. It is looking at the person you were yesterday and saying, I honor you, but I am not bound by you. Each chapter of your life gives you wisdom, but it does not define your future. You are allowed to start over as many times as you need, every day if necessary. That is the essence of freedom. To be reborn is to live with courage, to walk with purpose, and to never be afraid of change. Because the moment you accept transformation, you step into the most powerful truth: you are limitless. Courage is not always loud. Sometimes it is the quiet decision to keep moving when no one is watching. It is standing before a mirror, looking into your own eyes, and admitting, I am scared, but I will not stop. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is choosing to walk with fear by your side. Every brave step you take becomes a testimony that you trusted yourself when it mattered most. And in that trust, you begin to see a reflection of someone stronger, wiser, and braver than you ever thought possible. The mirror no longer shows a fragile person. It reveals a warrior, one who has faced storms, yet still chooses to rise. Courage is not given. It is built, and it grows every time you dare to try again. We are taught from childhood to say, yes. Yes to opportunities, yes to responsibilities, yes to people who ask for our time. But true power lies in the word no. Saying no is not rejection, it is protection. It is the boundary that shields your energy, your dreams, and your peace. Every no to what doesn't serve you is a yes to what truly matters. It may disappoint others, but it will liberate you. And that freedom is priceless. When you learn to say no without guilt, you reclaim the authority over your life. You stop being a prisoner of obligation and start being the author of your own story. Saying no is not selfish, it is the highest form of self-respect. Perfection is an illusion that chains us to endless dissatisfaction. We compare, we compete, we criticize ourselves because we believe we are never enough. But the truth is, imperfection is where beauty lies. The cracks in your soul are not flaws, they are windows where the light enters. To embrace imperfection is to finally breathe, to release the pressure of being flawless, and to allow yourself to be human. Every scar, every mistake, every stumble is proof that you lived, that you tried, that you grew. The moment you accept imperfection, you open the door to joy. Because happiness does not come from being perfect. It comes from being real. Love and kindness are not one-way streets. To give endlessly without allowing yourself to receive creates emptiness, while receiving without giving breeds selfishness. Balance is the key. Allow yourself to be nurtured as much as you nurture others. Accept help, accept love, accept compliments without brushing them aside. Life is a constant exchange of energy, and when you honor both giving and receiving, you create harmony. That balance not only sustains your relationships, but also strengthens your soul. Generosity becomes richer when it flows in both directions, because true connection is built when hearts are open to both share and receive. Not every chapter in your life deserves a sequel. Some endings are necessary for new beginnings. Walking away is often painted as failure, but in reality, it is wisdom. To walk away with grace is to acknowledge that something no longer serves your growth, and that holding on will only dim your light. It doesn't mean you didn't care. It means you care enough about yourself to choose peace over pain. Dignity is found in knowing when to stop fighting battles that were never yours to win. Walking away is not defeat. It is choosing freedom. And every time you let go of what is heavy, your spirit learns to fly a little higher. Patience is not passive. It is power held in silence. In a world where everything screams for speed, patience becomes your secret strength. It teaches you to trust the process, to let seeds grow at their own pace, and to honor the time it takes to build something lasting. Patience does not mean waiting without action. It means acting with faith, knowing results will come when the moment is right. Just like seasons cannot be rushed, neither can your journey. When you embrace patience, frustration transforms into trust. You stop demanding perfection now, and instead, you give life the space to unfold beautifully. True strength is not in forcing outcomes, but in walking forward with steady calmness, knowing that what is meant for you will never pass you by. Rejection cuts deep because it whispers that we are not enough. A job lost, a relationship ended, a dream dismissed. These moments sting. But rejection is not a wall, it is a doorway redirecting you to where you belong. Every no life gives you is an opportunity to refine your path. The pain of rejection is temporary, but the lessons it brings are permanent. It teaches resilience, self-awareness, and the courage to try again. The truth is, rejection does not define you, your response does. You can let it shrink your spirit, or you can let it sharpen your determination. Each time you rise after rejection, you prove to yourself that your worth is not negotiable. And that realization is the beginning of unshakable confidence. Gratitude transforms ordinary life into extraordinary living. It shifts your focus from what is missing to what is present, from complaints to blessings. Every challenge you faced, every tear you shed, every smile you shared has built the person you are today. Gratitude is not ignoring pain. It is recognizing that even in pain, growth was happening. It is pausing to honor the small victories, the quiet mornings, the supportive friends, and even the struggles that shaped your strength. When you live in gratitude, your heart becomes light, your mind becomes clear, and your soul becomes grounded. Gratitude does not change the world around you, it changes the way you see the world. And in that shift, life becomes far more beautiful than you ever imagined. Dreams are fragile things, easily crushed by failure, doubt, or fear. Many people bury their dreams after the first setback, convincing themselves that they were asking for too much. But the truth is, a broken dream is not the end. It is an invitation to rebuild with stronger foundations. Courage means daring to dream again, even when the world tells you it's impossible. It means holding your vision close, nurturing it with persistence, and protecting it from the voices that say you can't. Dreams give your life direction. They keep your spirit alive. And when you choose to dream again, you declare to the universe, I am not done. My story is still being written. We often live trapped in the past or racing toward the future, forgetting that life is happening right now. The power of presence lies in grounding yourself in this very moment, in feeling the air you breathe, hearing the sounds around you, noticing the beauty that exists now. Presence is where peace lives. It is where joy becomes real. Worry cannot survive in the present because worry belongs to a future that hasn't arrived yet. Regret cannot survive in the present because regret belongs to a past that no longer exists. When you live in the present, you free yourself from chains that never truly held you. Presence is not just a practice, it is a gift, the doorway to experiencing life fully, deeply, and authentically. Life rarely unfolds exactly as we plan. Sometimes the path ahead is foggy, uncertain, and filled with unanswered questions. In those moments, trust becomes your greatest companion. Trusting the unseen is not blind faith. It is choosing to believe that every twist and turn has meaning. It is knowing that even when you cannot see the entire staircase, you can still take the next step. Trust whispers that the universe is not against you. It is guiding you. When you surrender control and allow life to surprise you, you often discover that what is waiting ahead is greater than anything you imagined. Trust is the bridge between fear and freedom, and once you walk across it, you never walk the same way again. Every person carries an inner light, though many forget it under the weight of fear, doubt, and criticism. That light is your essence, your kindness, your courage, your truth. The world may try to dim it, but it cannot be extinguished. To protect your light is to protect your spirit. It means refusing to shrink yourself to make others comfortable, and instead allowing your brilliance to shine fully. When you embrace your inner light, you don't just transform your own life, you become a spark for others. Your glow gives hope to someone lost in darkness, courage to someone drowning in fear, and love to someone who forgot their worth. That is the power of honoring your light. It multiplies, reaching farther than you can ever see. Resilience is not about never breaking. It is about how you rise after you fall. Life will test you, stretch you, and sometimes bring you to your knees. But resilience whispers this is not the end. It is the silent strength to rebuild after loss, to laugh again after sorrow, and to trust again after betrayal. Resilience is born from every wound you thought would destroy you but didn't. It is the quiet power that says, I have been through worse, and I am still standing. When you carry resilience in your heart, nothing can permanently defeat you. Because no matter how heavy the storm, you always find a way to rise stronger than before, carrying wisdom you could never have learned otherwise. For too long, we wait for someone else to save us, a mentor, a partner, a friend, a miracle. But the greatest transformation happens when you realize that the hero you were waiting for has always been you. You are the one who picks yourself up in the silence of the night. You are the one who chooses courage when fear screams louder. You are the one who keeps walking even when no one else believes in you. Becoming your own hero does not mean you walk alone. It means you walk empowered, no longer dependent on external validation. It means you own your choices, your dreams, your battles, and your victories. When you finally see yourself as the hero of your story, you stop seeking rescue and start living with unstoppable freedom. Life is not a rehearsal. You don't get to live it twice. This is your moment, your stage, your one chance to write a story that matters. Stop waiting for perfect conditions. Stop doubting your worth. Stop giving your power away to the opinions of others. Your life is happening now, and every choice you make shapes the legacy you leave behind. Live boldly, love deeply, fail fearlessly, rise endlessly, Because at the end of it all, the only regret is not having lived fully as yourself. If this message inspired you, don't let it end here. Share the light, like this video, and come join us for more powerful stories that will uplift, encourage, and remind you of your infinite strength. Your journey matters, and it begins with the choices you make today.